What's up, everybody? I'm going on a Saturday ride. This is a very rare occasion for me. I don't normally do Saturday rides because I work on Saturday and Friday at the bar. So I get into that cycle. If you get off late off the bar, then you sleep in the morning, then you get up and you basically get ready to go to work the next day. So I'm up a little early today, coming riding with these amazing people. I don't even know where we're going, honestly. I'm just kind of along for the ride, and I'm going to see where I end up at. Supposedly we're going to go to somewhere with a pretty bridge. That's what I've heard. So, we'll see. I don't think this is the bridge, though. But, I figured I would do a vlog while I was out riding. And, coincidentally, I have Shag in the Wind in front of me on Moto Duelist's ZX-10R because his R1 was recently stolen. So I figured I would talk about bike safety today, and ways to keep your bike safe from being stolen, and like your best options. Just to kind of give you an overview of what things are out there and what your options are if you're looking into keeping your bike safe. There's not going to be really a specific order. There's going to be the order is basically just how I feel and what I like the most and what makes me feel the safest with having gotten 2 R6s stolen. If you've never gotten a vehicle stolen before, I think it like ingrains in your brain like this feeling that every time you go to look at your bike, whether it be in the garage where you parked it in your parking lot, in your driveway, wherever, you have this feeling of like really like anxious worry feeling right before you get to where you'll see your bike. So at my apartment complex, when I take a turn around a corner, that's when I know I'll see my bike. So when I get close to that turn, I'm all like, oh God, please let the bike be there. So what these things are going to do is help you feel safer with your bike. I will go ahead and say that unfortunately with the world we live in, there is nothing that will stop somebody from stealing your bike if they want it bad enough. If they want the bike bad enough, they will take it, regardless of what protection you have on it. So that's something to always keep in mind. That's Stone Mountain. Yeah, there's plenty of things you can do to minimize the risk of getting a bike stolen. My favorite thing that makes me feel the most secure is a really heavy-duty chain. And the reason is I have to park my motorcycles in a parking garage. I live in downtown Atlanta, so garages aren't really a valid option. But there's plenty of like metal and shit that I can wrap a heavy chain around my back tire and then wrap it around that object that can't be moved. So I've got to say, like, of all the stuff I've looked into, gotten on the bike and stuff, chaining up the back tire or chaining up the tire is it makes me feel the most secure. I don't know what's happening. Hold on, we'll get back to this in a minute. We have to stop and get the gas for motorcycles. So yeah, anyway, the whole safety for the bike thing, I think the reason I like the heavy-duty chain around it and wrapped to something is because it's more of a physical, I can see it, I know it's working type thing. I mean, yeah, chains are awesome, man. I really like mine. So if you live in a place where you have a location to chain a bike to, whether it be like your front wheel or your back wheel or something, I would definitely recommend that. They have I think it's the company's like Kryptonite. They have like really heavy duty chains. They are like tool tested and all this shit. So I would definitely look into those. My second favorite thing that makes me feel safe about my bike is an alarm. There's a lot of different alarms, and some have GPS tracking, some don't. Some have a proximity alarm, some don't. So you just got to do a lot of research and find out what works best for you. Proximity alarms, I think, tend to annoy everybody, but it still acts as a deterrent for people that are trying to steal it, because They don't know. I mean, if it has an alarm, people I think assume that it's got a GPS with that alarm. So that adds a lot of safety as far as like from an outside look, like from somebody looking to steal your bike. You know, if I see a bike with an alarm, I'm gonna assume there's a lot more shit on the bike than just the alarm. You know, like a GPS tracking and all that stuff. So alarms, definitely look into. Alarms are gonna be the more expensive thing you put on a bike, though. So keep that in mind if you're shopping on a budget. A decent alarm's gonna run you like $300, I think. It should be around that. It could be high, but I don't know. Other stuff you can get is wheel locks, like disc lock brakes or disc locks. What disc locks do is they go through the holes in your rotors, and you can't move the wheel. So you're probably saying, well, why don't you just they can still pick the bike up. Well, if you get the right type of disc locks, a lot of them have alarms. They have shock-proof alarms and all this other crazy shit. That when I was looking into it, I was really surprised how many blank proofs there were. So I guess shocking your disc lock brakes is a thing that thieves do or something. But anyway, disc lock brakes tend to be really like ear piercing if you get the right ones. I have one and it is loud. You know, if it's very sensitive, and I think I just fucked up one day and it went off, and it made me panic. I've got the key in my hand and I'm sitting there panicking like, oh my god, how do I turn this shit off? Also with disc locks, I would recommend buying a bright colored one, like a yellow or a orange. They have like metal colors, but you want like this thing. I feel like is going to be used more as a visual deterrent. So if it's yellow, people will notice it on the bike more, as opposed to a metal one that somebody may not see. Granted, they're both going to work the same, but you don't want you don't want a thief even touching your bike. You want to deter them like visually before they even get to the bike, ideally. Then if they get to the bike, that's when you hope all the stuff you've bought actually works. So it's all about deterring visually. This is all about like my opinion. So this could be totally wrong, but this is what I feel like. So there you go. That's what you get. What else can you do to keep your bike safe? Stuff that like you don't have to even buy, but always lock your wheel. Like you turn the bike off, you can lock it. I would always do that, just so, I mean, they can always break it, but somebody's got to be looking weird to break your handlebar. Like if somebody's looking at them, they can't just go up and move the handles. So definitely always do that. So if you're looking into something to make you feel real safe about your bike and you have plenty of cash to do it in, I would look at LoJack. A lot of people say it doesn't work, but man, I know if I had LoJack on my bike, I'd feel safe as shit. So looking at that, it's a little bit expensive. It's got a monthly fee, but a lot of the GPS units have a monthly fee. It's really hard to find one that works well that, you know, doesn't have a monthly fee attached to it. But you know, if you got the money or you want to spend it to make sure your bike's safe, I would definitely recommend stuff like that. Other stuff you can really do to keep your bike safe is just, you know, practice common sense. You know, don't leave your bike somewhere that's like you think could be sketchy. You know, a cheap thing you can do that I didn't really think about when I first got my bikes and all is is a cover, like a bike cover, because thieves want to take pretty bikes that they know they can make money off of. If you have a bike cover, they don't know what's under it, they don't know what they're wanting to steal. It's surprisingly effective, I think. You know, because you don't want to be flying your pretty bike around when it's not moving. Yeah, just drive in the other lane, that's fine. That's a regular thing. But guys, that's some of the stuff you can do to keep your bike safe. Like I said in the beginning, if somebody wants your bike and they have enough willpower, time, resources, they're gonna take your bike. There's not really much you can do about it. But you know, keeping your bike safe is like you can have a peace of mind with your bike, and you know, you just spend some money, get some security stuff on it, and you shouldn't have to worry about it too much. Unfortunately, bike thefts are a thing where you don't even think about it or care about it till it's really put in your face or it happens to you. Unfortunately, in my scenario, It happened to me. I thought I remedied the problem by moving, and I was just very ignorant about it, and I was like, I don't need security stuff, and it ended up happening to me again. So I would go ahead and at least buy some type of security for your bike, regardless of where you live and what you do with your bike. You know, have something, have a chain, at least cover your bike up. You know, do something, and try to avoid having to go through the process of a stolen motorcycle. It is a shitty feeling. Well, guys, I'm gonna ideally go play in faster traffic than this. If you take anything in this video, you know, spend a little bit of money on your bike. You know, get a bike cover, get a chain, get something, and try to avoid having to deal with a stolen bike. It's not a fun process. And I'm gonna go ride with these guys, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.